World landforms originated from two giant lands, namely Angara land, which is known as Laurasia, and Gondwana land. The Indian peninsula was part of Gondwana land over 200 million years ago. Gondwana land split into two pieces, and the Indian peninsula plateau moved towards northeast and collided into the large Eurasian plate, which is known as Angara land. Owing to the collision and immense compression force, mountains evolved through a flooding process over millions of years. The present form of the Himalayas is a result of this process. These Himalayan ranges run in the west-east direction in the form of an arc with width differs from 500 kilometers in the western region to 200 kilometers in central and eastern regions up to 2,400 kilometers. By this, we can say that the western region is broader. There are altitudinal variations across the regions. The Himalayas comprise three parallel ranges. These ranges are separated with deep valleys and extensive plateaus. Let us learn more about these three parallel ranges. The northernmost range is known as the Greater Himalayas or Himadri. This range is the most continuous, consisting of the highest peaks with an average elevation of the 6,100 meters above the mean sea level (MSL). These Greater Himalayas are composed of snow and ice cover, and also we find glaciers here. The seasonal cycles of accumulation of ice, movement, and melting of glaciers are the sources of the perennial rivers. Perennial rivers are the rivers which do not dry. The other is the Middle Himalaya. Sometimes it is also called as Himachal or Lower Himalaya. This mountain range runs parallel between the Shivaliks in the south and the Greater Himalaya in the north. It has an intricate system of ranges which are 60 to 80 kilometers wide, having elevation varying from 3,500 to 4,500 meters above mean sea level. This Middle Himalaya is covered with snow throughout the year and consists of many peaks which are more than 5,050 meters above the mean level. Pir Panjal, Dalodar, the Mussoorie Range, and the Nag Tibba and the Mahabharata Lake are the some of the important ranges of the Middle Himalaya. The most important range is the Pir Panjal, which is the southernmost range of the Middle Himalaya, is located in the Kashmir, is the longest. Between the Pir Panjal and Jaskar range of the main Himalayas lies the famous Valley of Kashmir, running over a distance of above 135 kilometers in the southeast to northwest direction. This valley is above 40 kilometers broad and extends in the area of 4,921 square kilometers, with the average elevation of 1,585 meters above the mean sea level (MSL). The Middle Himalayas are marked by the Mussoorie and the Nag Tibba ranges if we see further east. The Mussoorie range has an average elevation of 2,000 to 2,600 meters and runs over a distance of 120 kilometers from Mussoorie to Lansdowne. Some of the important hill stations situated between 1,500 to 2,000 meters above the mean sea level in Middle Himalayas are Mussoorie, Nainital, Chakrata, and Ranikhet. On the whole, the Middle Himalayan ranges are less hostile and more friendly to human contact. Majority of Himalayan resorts like Shimla, Mussoorie, Ranikhet, Nainital, Almora, and Darjeeling, etc., are located in the Middle Himalayas. Coming to the next range is the Shivalik Himalaya, which is formed in the last stage of the formation of the Himalaya. It is comprised of the outermost range of the Himalayas. By this, it is known as the Outer Himalayas. It has a hogback-like appearance due to its steep northern slope. This range runs parallel to the Lesser Himalayas for a distance of about 2,400 kilometers from Potwar Plateau to the Brahmaputra Valley. The width of the Shivaliks varies from 500 kilometers in Himachal Pradesh to less than 15 kilometers in Arunachal Pradesh. It is almost an unbroken succession of lower Himalayas except a gap of 80 to 90 kilometers which is occupied by a valley of Tista River. The altitude of Shivaliks varies from 600 to 1500 meters. As the Shivaliks are last in the formation of Himalayas, they obstruct the flow of river from the upper reaches of the Himalayas and form big lakes in the valleys. The slit and the sediments brought by the rivers got deposited in these lakes. After the rivers have cut their course through the Shivalik ranges, the lakes are drained away, leaving behind plains called dunes in the west and doras in the east. The best example of such a plain is the Dehradun, which is located in the Uttaranchal. It is 75 kilometers long and 15 to 20 kilometers wide. The easternmost boundary of the Himalayas is the Brahmaputra Valley. In Arunachal Pradesh, beyond the Dihang Valley, the Himalayas take hairpin bend to the south and act as the eastern boundary of India and runs through the northeastern states. These divisions are known as Purvanchal and mostly composed of sedimentary sandstones. Regionally, the Purvanchal are known as the Patkai Hills and the Naga Hills, Manipuri Hills, Kasi and Mizo Hills. By this all, we can say that the formation of the Himalayas influenced the India's climate in various ways. These act as barriers protecting the great plains of India from the cold winds of Central Asia during severe winter. The Himalayas are the reason for summer rains and monsoon type of climate in regions that are beyond the western Ghats of India. In its absence, this region would have remained drier. The Himalayan rivers have a perennial flow since these are fed by the glaciers and bring a lot of salt, making these plains very fertile.